What's up? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a new video. So you're probably wondering, why is there an Isle of Man green G80 M3 in my garage? Well, currently my F80 is at Auto Couture Motoring, getting the crank hub done and a few other things done. Now, a good friend of mine that I went to college with, he kind of lives up in the area, and he saw that I was interested in driving and experiencing a manual G80 M3. And he was gracious enough to lend me this for the week while my car is getting some work done. The really cool thing about this is not that I get to drive a G80 manual all week, but that it allowed me to get a ride home. Auto Couture is about an hour and 20 from me, so I was looking at trains, I was looking at Ubers, I was looking at possible my wife or friends or family to come pick me up, but my buddy Chris was super gracious enough to lend me his brand new, this thing only has 1,800 miles, G80 M3. So again, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. But what I want to do in this video is obviously kind of go over my experience, my review, my thoughts of a base rear-wheel drive manual G80 M3. So if you have watched any of my videos, you guys know that I have another friend that owns a G80. His is the RA edition, Techno Violet. It has a stealth PPF, a few modifications on it. However, it is a competition model with the automatic transmission, also all-wheel drive. So this being a completely different drivetrain, I'm really curious to see what I think between the two. Now, I did actually drive this home, obviously, so I spent the last hour and a half or so driving it home, experiencing it, having some fun with it. So I do have some thoughts on it already. I did a comparison video not too long ago comparing the G80 and the F80, my personal F80, and I went over the pros and cons of each. So obviously I'm gonna have some opinions as well, kind of comparing to the F80 as well. But instead of doing a back-to-back comparison, what I wanna do is just drive this car. I wanna let you know exactly what I think of it. Is it better than the competition? Do I prefer it in manual? Do I prefer it in rear-wheel drive? Do I prefer it in this beautiful Isle of Man green? That kind of stuff. Just go over, my initial thoughts, kind of a little bit of a review, I guess if you want to call it. But I'm going to be living with this car for the next week. I'm going to be doing daily driving duties, driving to work, picking up kids, that kind of stuff. Just the basic weekly stuff that I do in my cars, whether it's with the truck or the F80. I'm going to be experiencing that in the G80. So this is the interior, obviously quite a bit different than my friend's G80 M3, the competition. It's the RA edition, so you get the black interior and obviously the automatic transmission. This is a manual, which you can see, and also it has the beautiful white interior, which personally I was never really a big fan of, but now that I'm experiencing it with the Isle of Man, I think it's pretty nice. I think it would look amazing with the buckets, but honestly, now that I'm experiencing it and kind of seeing it in person, I think it looks really nice. And this right here is probably the most different thing about any M3 that I've ever driven recently, and that is the sunroof. My friend actually wanted the sunroof. He preferred it with this, which I totally get. I'm a bigger fan of the carbon fiber roofs, but you're able to option these with the sunroof, which is pretty cool. It's a $0 option, so if you really do like that sunroof experience, you can certainly option that. I always said that if I went with a paint to sample or an individual color on these cars, I definitely would probably go with the sunroof because I would want as much paint as possible. If you were to get the carbon fiber roof, obviously this would not be painted, so you're paying more for less paint, which doesn't make sense. But it looks pretty cool. It is nice driving. The sunroof is pretty large. It's basically half of the entire roof. So it's a nice experience inside. So it's definitely different than the G80s that I have driven because they've all been competition. They all have had the carbon fiber roof. They've all been automatic. They all have been all-wheel drive. So this being completely opposite, manual, rear-wheel drive, base, no carbon roof, different color interior. It's definitely a cool experience. And seeing this color in person, I will say I'm in love with it. I think it's a fantastic green. I'm a really, really, really big fan of green cars. I always have and I always will. And the Isle of Man is one of those that I absolutely love. So I just wanted to introduce the car to you guys before we get it in and drive, kind of go over the little features and everything about it quickly in the garage with some nice lighting. But what we're actually going to do now is hop in the car. I'm going to set up the camera. I'm just going to go over my thoughts, feelings, kind of what I'm going through as I'm driving it. Let you guys know if I truly do like this better than the competition. And then at the end of the week, when I'm going to return it, I'm going to let you guys know my complete thoughts, my complete kind of roundup opinions on this car Is it something that I truly want to chase? Do I prefer the base manual over the competition? Is this something worthy of replacing the F80? Would I prefer going straight to a 911, or would I rather go to a G80, experience that, and then go to a 911? I don't know. I'm not sure. That is what this week is for. I'm going to enjoy this car and just take you guys along on the journey. So let's go ahead. Let's hop in the car. Let's go for a drive, and I'll let you know what I think. All right, so what are my initial impressions? So I got some time with the car on my way home from the shop, and first and foremost, I much prefer the manual transmission in this car over the ZF out of the automatic competition. The ZF transmission is great. I really do enjoy it. It's a lot of fun, but the manual, there's just nothing can replace it. Just the engagement, the feel of the car. I feel so much more at home. I feel much more comfortable in it. It just feels so much better. The DNA of M3s is a manual rear wheel driven car, but the overall shifter feel feels really nice. It's super tight. There's no slop or anything. Obviously you can make it better with some shifter bushings and stuff, but honestly it feels really good. It does feel notchy. It feels very direct of where you're going. It does remind me a lot of the F80, obviously, because that is the predecessor of this car. So, you know, it does feel very similar, which I was very surprised about. I came from the STI before my F80. One of my main things that I was worried about going into an F80 from my STI was the transmission feel. That transmission in the STI is fantastic. It's super notchy, very direct. It's one of the best transmissions out there, personally, manual transmissions. So going to the F80 and knowing how BMW manuals kind of are, I was actually pleasantly surprised with the F80 how much better that felt from previous generations. Previous generations, BMWs, M3s, they felt like a video game, felt very rubbery. The stick felt very weird. It just felt loose and numb. The clutch pedal was super high. It was very, very, very light. Again, it felt like a video game. But both the F80 and the G80, I'm very, very happy with. Yes, you can probably upgrade the bushings in here to make it a little bit more stiff, a little bit more direct, but I honestly don't think it needs it. It feels really nice. One thing I noticed right away was that I don't care for the power loss between the competition and the base model. The base model, I believe, is around 475. Competition's around 505. Torque numbers, I believe this is low 400s, which is very, very comparable to my F80. Granted, mine is modified and it's a little bit more than that. It roughly feels the same. Now, this does feel a little bit peppier, a little bit more quicker on the spool and everything, but overall it does feel similar in power from my F80. But don't get me wrong, I am not a number person. I don't like buying a car, or I don't like a car because of certain numbers, because of certain horsepower numbers. I like to get in a car, drive it, and if it feels good, it feels good. Wherever the numbers are, that's where it is. So I'm not concerned about the numbers. That doesn't win me over. If the car feels good, it feels good. And at 475, honestly, this is plenty for the street. You can have a ton of fun with this car and this power level. Yes, you can get a little bit more in the aftermarket world, but 475 is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. It's enough to keep you out of trouble, but if you want to get in trouble, you most certainly can. Now, the color on this, I absolutely love. My favorite color on the G80 is the Portimao blue. I think that is a beautiful color. Lots of other really cool colors that are offered on this chassis, on this car. Skyscraper gray, Dravit gray, beautiful colors. But the two colors that I really did like as well were Isle of Man as well as Portimao. Living around and being around the Isle of Man and seeing it in person, I've seen it in pictures and everything, but never really got to spend time around it. It's a really, really pretty green. And I plan on cleaning this car up, and I'm really excited to kind of see what it looks like when it's all clean. Even seeing it right now in its current state, I'm really happy with the color. It definitely gets a lot of attention, that's for sure. But it's a very pretty color and definitely something I would consider. The interior color, the white, or I'm not sure the actual name, is really nice. It's not my preferred color. I actually like the Kyalami orange or the black. I actually really like the Tartufo as well. But it does work really well with the Isle of Man. You know, it kind of brightens the interior up in here, especially with the sunroof as well. I do prefer the carbon buckets. I just think they feel and look better. But the base seats are really nice. They're super comfortable. I just drove an hour and a half home in this car, and the seats were super comfortable. Way more comfortable than the competition F80 seats, I will say that. The one thing that I do miss in the F80 seats is the lumbar support and the lower back, I should say, because you're not able to adjust that in the competition seats. But these are super comfortable. You have tons of adjustments to be able to get your body fit in the seat very, very well. And the bases are really nice, but personally, I just prefer the carbon buckets. Now, kind of sticking to that point of the interior, this has the, I forget what it's called, the trim. It's like the hexagonal design. I prefer the carbon. I'd rather spend the $950 and get the carbon trim. Because it's all matching, I'm not a big fan of how the steering wheel trim is different than the center console trim. I wish it was just all the same. But the carbon fiber, I think, just looks a little bit nicer. It kind of cleans things up. And for $950, I think it's worth it. But again, this doesn't look bad with the white interior. I think it looks nice. It's just not my preferred spec on the interior overall. Now, I've talked about this in my G80 review videos and lots of other videos I've done on that car. The sound, the exhaust note of the S58 is so much better stock for stock than the F80. I think we can all agree there. This just sounds way better factory than the F80 did factory. It's much harder to get the F80 to sound good, whereas this doesn't need much. And putting some downpipes and an exhaust on the S58 sounds insane. You can't really go wrong with it. The F80, you can certainly go wrong with it. You can do the wrong exhaust and it sounds too raspy or too high pitched, but this really does sound amazing from the factory. Let's get on it a little bit. Yeah, that felt good. Competition, without a doubt, feels way faster. The torque level definitely feels much lower. The competition just really throws you back into your seat. Whereas the base G80, you feel a little bit, I don't want to say underwhelmed, but you feel a little bit more in control. The competition, you just get thrown back into your seat and you kind of just have to hold on. So it makes sense that one has more power with the ZF transmission, because honestly, having the 505, and my buddy's is tuned as well, it's up to 560 or so. Having that in a manual transmission would be much harder to kind of manipulate and drive, whereas this, I feel, is a little bit easier to kind of see what's going on. You don't get overwhelmed with the amount of power, which is a good thing in a way. But definitely a lot of fun. There's no question about it. And I'm in M mode. I'm not even in MDM mode. So if I turn on MDM or traction off, you can easily rip the rear tires off and just have a ton of fun. So it's not about the power for this car. It feels right. Honestly, they did no wrong in the base model with the lower torque and lower power levels. So no complaints here. So the question that I'm sure a lot of you want to know, should I sell the F80 for a G80? At this point, I don't think I'm ready to do that. I'm still in my first year of ownership with my F80. I still have a lot of things that I would like to do and experience with that car. So I don't think I'm ready to make the jump yet. Also, I do feel like the F80 and the G80, the base G80, is very similar. Yes, you get more amenities, you get a bigger car for daily driving duties and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, I still want to experience the F80. I'm not over it yet, and I feel like I have a lot more to experience with it, so I don't think I would sell it for a G80 just yet. Now, the main question is, would I hang on to the F80 until I'm ready to get into a 911? My main kind of focus is to get into a GT3 RS of some generation, most likely a 997 or 991 at this point. But kind of where I'm at is, should I wait and enjoy the F80 for a few years and then hop into a 911, or enjoy the F80 for another year or two and then jump into one of these, get this experience, and then go to a 911? That's kind of what I'm trying to figure out here. I think putting a few more miles on the F80, enjoying it for a little bit longer, will be able to tell the story a little bit better and be able to give me a better idea of where I want to go. But at this point in time, I don't think I would sell the F80 for a G80 base. I just, it's almost too similar of a car, even though it's obviously very different, especially with my modified and kind of where I want it. I don't think I'd be ready to sell it for this car today. All right, guys, so there you have it. There is my review, my thoughts, opinions on the base G80 M3 manual rear wheel drive. I absolutely love it. It reminds me a lot of my F80, just a little bit better in terms of the overall performance and all that stuff. It feels fantastic. The manual transmission really does feel amazing. I really do enjoy it. I actually prefer this, as I mentioned, better than the competition package. Even though the competition obviously is faster, has more potential for power and everything, I just prefer the experience with the manual transmission. It gives me a more engaged feeling, just an overall better driving experience. And I think a lot of people can relate to that, because honestly, having a manual in the car just honestly makes the car feel and just drive that much better. I love the color. Isle of Man is definitely one of my favorites. My favorite is still the Portimao Blue, I think, but this is definitely a contender if I ever were to choose a G80. But as we all know, I do think at this point in time, I still want to experience the F80. I'm coming up on a year ownership with that car, so I still have a lot of experience that I want to enjoy. So I definitely don't want to get rid of it right now, but it's definitely a contender. I definitely think it's something that I would look into in the near future, possibly, if I really want to move up to a G80. One thing that I always preach is that I will enjoy a car as long as I possibly can, and then when I'm ready to move on, I will know. I don't want to sell a car too soon and then kind of regret it in the future. I've done that with past cars, and the most recent cars that I've owned, I've kept until I was 100% ready. And that is what I want to do with the F80. I want to enjoy it to the fullest, enjoy it, get everything I want out of it, and then when it's time, I'll move up to the next thing. Now, at this point, my F80 still wins for me. I still enjoy that experience a little bit more raw. I do like the feeling of the shifter, the manual transmission than that a little bit more. Granted, mine is modified, so I have it kind of to my liking. It's still a better kind of go-kart feel, but I always say with the G80, if you're looking for an all-in-one car, I honestly cannot recommend a better all-in-one. This thing does it so well. It's 4 doors. You can fit your friends, family, kids, whatever you need to fit in here. The trunk space is ample. It's an amazing car, and for the price of these things, you get a hell of a car. I don't think you can go wrong with the competition, the base, whatever you want to get. I think these cars in all specs and trim levels are amazing. And the color choices and everything about it is just so good. So that is my thoughts. That is my review. That is what I think of the G80. It's fantastic. I love it. Definitely something I may consider in the future. But at this point, I'm still going to enjoy my F80. And then maybe in a year or two, maybe more. We'll see. We'll see where I'm at. And then maybe I'll jump into one of these or possibly get straight to a 911. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions at all, be sure to ask them below. But in the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple. I'll catch you guys in the next one.